North Vancouver Island is probably the least explored part of Vancouver Island. With its own unique small towns, a lot less people, and really unique landscapes, I'm really curious as to what we're going to find up there. So we've just arrived here in Port Mcneil, and this is the second northmost town on Vancouver Island. Port Mcneil was originally a base camp for loggers, actually, and became a British settlement in 1936. It actually boasts something pretty silly here that we came to check out. The world's largest burl. I didn't even know what a burl was before coming here, but I was looking up cool things you can check out in Port Mcneil, and this is one of them. Kelsey's pretty stoked on the world's largest burl here. I don't know. So we finally made it here to Port Alice. This is absolutely incredible. We're in like middle North Vancouver Island right now, and this is all ocean. Look at this view around me here. This is just so nuts. Look at this. This is crazy. I can't believe we can drive right up to this. This is so rad. We spent most of the day driving today, but wow, like look at it. And it's huge, it just goes like way up there too. Well, this is where we're gonna sleep in the car for the rest of the night. I will see you guys all in the morning. Good morning from just outside of Port Alice. We're gonna head back to Port Alice now. So Port Alice is a town of around 700 people. It's a pretty small population, a pretty small northern Vancouver Island community. Such a beautiful place to live though. You're just surrounded by these big mountains. You have this amazing ocean inlet. The people here have been really nice too. We just found this little picnic table and we've been sitting here drinking some coffee. We made a little French press that we brought with us. Super peaceful, nice town to hang out in for sure. I think it's kind of interesting that they have a pulp mill that kept the town kind of alive for the longest time, and I think is the reason they have any population of people here. And this pulp mill right now is actually being torn down, so I'm very curious as to how that's going to affect Port Alice and its community here. We're gonna get on our way now and explore some of the Port Alice area and see what it has to offer. So we just drove to Rumble Beach here in Port Alice. I can't get over these views. This is like probably one of my favorite Vancouver Island towns. If you ever get a chance to come to Port Alice, you definitely need to. This place is incredible. We actually just saw a whale just over here. It surfaced about 3 times so far in blue. It's really hard to see it on this lens. There it is right there. And we are now leaving Port Alice to go explore the surrounding area. All right, so Devil's Bath. So this is actually a cenote that was created from a sinkhole. I honestly just feel so at peace being out here. North Vancouver Island is definitely a place to come if you want to just get out in nature, you know, get out into some peace basically. There's not very many people up here in comparison to other parts of Vancouver Island, so this is definitely a good spot to just relax, you know, get away from the busyness, get away from the crowds. And we are now off to our next spot on this journey. All right, and we just got here to the Eternal Fountain. I believe this is a disappearing waterfall. I haven't been here before. I'm super stoked to see this. I've been wanting to see this for years and years and years, so here we go. Where does the water go? Waterfall comes out of the ground and falls back into the ground right here. It's so cool. Time to get out of here now. So, we've decided that we were going to open up a Kevin's Kitchen here at Alice Lake. At this Kevin's Kitchen, we've actually made quite the update to our pork sandwich. So now what we do is we add mustard to the pork sandwich, but just at Alice Lake, we do Kevin's famous pork sandwich on garlic and herb bread with mustard here, as you can see, but only if you come to the Kevin's Kitchen location at Alice Lake. There's also a location over at Port Mcneil you can check out as well. If you come over here with me, I'll show you about this waterfront dining area here. So you get a gourmet pork sandwich here, as you can see, with waterfront dining. Definitely come check out Kevin's Kitchen in Port Mcneil. All right, we're gonna get on our way now. And we have just made our final stop on these dirt roads for the day before we find somewhere to settle down and sleep for the night. There's apparently a waterfall around here. We're not sure how big it's gonna be, what it's gonna look like. We don't really know anything about it, but we found this little trail or path down and we're gonna go try to check it out. So right behind me here is Victoria Lake, or the start of it at least. It's kind of cool, like all these lakes and these rivers we've been seeing are all connected, and they're also connected through like underground cave systems that are actually under the water. I know the Eternal Fountain is connected to all of this somehow. There's a disappearing river spot and a reappearing river spot that are also apparently really cool to check out, but anyways, there's a waterfall just over there, so we're gonna try to go check that out now. So yet another waterfall in North Vancouver Island. I think this one is called Amazon Falls, actually. So cool. You definitely wouldn't want to get caught in that. Looks pretty violent.
All right, we're done with our exploring for the day. We're gonna hit the road now. Find somewhere to sleep for the night in the car, enjoy the night, maybe catch a sunset. I'm so stoked we came here. This place is magical. This is the place you come if you want to get away from crowds, if you want to just have entire forests, entire lakes, entire rivers to yourself. This is the place. Come check out the North Island. We're gonna hit the road now. So the sun is going down here in Port Alice. We came back here to have one last goodbye. We're actually going to continue this trip on further. I'm really excited to go where we're about to go. Where we're going tonight is another place I haven't yet explored, so I'm super pumped to go check this out. But for now, goodbye Port Alice. Goodbye beautiful Ocean Inlet. This is really, really hard to leave behind, but such a cool experience here. Absolutely love this place. The air is so fresh out here. It's so quiet. It's just everything about this place is amazing. But anyways, onwards. We had to pull out and stop here to check this out. This place is just too good. This is the most amazing place I've been on Vancouver Island, and it took me 9 years to come out here. Look at this. So we just made another stop here because we saw this. This is Beaver Lake, and oh my goodness, it is gorgeous. Mom, if you're watching this, this is basically Vancouver Island's Waterfall sunset right here. It's literally a pink sunset. So beautiful. And the water is like lighting up pink as well. Oh my God. All right, and back on the road again. Good morning from Stories Beach near Port Hardy. This is all I have to say. This is definitely some relationship goal stuff right here.
I know.
Pretty amazing. We came to Port Hardy to sleep last night. I turned the camera off. We were getting so tired. This trip has been non-stop driving, but this is pretty amazing, I'm not gonna lie. We are now at a different ocean, kind of watching the sunrise. So happy I bought this vehicle for this exact reason. You a happy girl? The North Island is one of my favorite places to hang out now. This is just amazing. Big thanks to Cafe Guido for the amazing dark roast coffee we picked up in Port Hardy before coming out here this morning. I must say, this is making day 3 of this adventure really, really amazing so far. Cannot complain about this kind of stuff. After being in a car for a lot of this trip, this is so enjoyable, just walking down the beach and such. I love, exploring new places, and I love seeing new things, but spending 8 hours a day in a car can get exhausting, you're not stretching your body out. This is a nice change today, just walking down the beach. So coming out here to Port Hardy, I had no idea that Port Hardy was even as big as it is. Like, I was thinking, you know, it's going to be this town of like a few hundred people or something, but Port Hardy actually boasts around 4,300 people, which is actually quite a fair bit from Port Alice, Sayward, Was, you know. So when we went there, we were able to get food at like 9 or 10 p.m. at night. There's just so much convenience in Port Hardy. It's also an access point to Prince Rupert, which is pretty north on the western BC coast. It's about halfway up the western BC coast. Super cool place if you ask me. I don't know, I really like Port Hardy. There's something about Port Hardy that's just really cool to me, actually. Port Hardy's kind of known for its fishing, logging, and mining. I know the population kind of declines and increases at times, and I wonder how those industries have something to do with it. One of the most interesting things about Port Hardy to me is it's actually the furthest north on Vancouver Island you can drive on the highway. Now, of course, there's going to be some dirt roads that go a tiny bit further north, but like once you hit Port Hardy, you've kind of driven almost the entirety of Vancouver Island. So now I can actually say that I've, you know, gone as far north as, you know, there's establishment on Vancouver Island, which is really special to me. You know, it took me 9 years of living on Vancouver Island to get to Port Hardy. I love it up here. This is actually becoming one of my favorite places on Vancouver Island. It's so quiet, it's so serene. There's so much to see. The landscapes are incredible. The people are so nice up here. I highly suggest, if you haven't checked out North Vancouver Island and you're doing a trip to Vancouver Island or you live here, go check out North Vancouver Island. It's so worth it. Well, as beautiful as Stories Beach is, we are gonna get on our way now. We have a few more places to check out on this trip. We're going to 2 more places, actually. We haven't been to either of them, and I'm pretty excited about this. I think this is one of my favorite trips I've ever done on Vancouver Island. It just feels so untouched out here. It actually feels like we're traveling right now, even though we're still on the same island we live on. This is just so different from where we live. So good. So we just came back here to Port Hardy to get more coffee at Cafe Guido. This place is so good. They have a little bookstore downstairs, and they also have like kind of a arts and crafts store upstairs. They also sell clothing, souvenir clothing and such. Super cool place. The coffee here is great. The food looked really, really good. We actually got a cinnamon bun. We're gonna try that right away. Cafe Guido is the place to get coffee in Port Hardy and snacks. The people here are really nice as well. Definitely come check out Cafe Guido if you're in Port Hardy for sure. So there's one thing that we have to do while we're in Port Hardy here today. So, this is Kevin's Kitchen's famous dried pork sandwich. This is a sauceless sandwich when you come to Kevin's Kitchen in Port Hardy. We like it dry here. Dry pork on a dry garlic and herb bread. This has been Kevin's Kitchen in Port Hardy. Goodbye, Port Hardy. We'll see you again sometime in the future.
You get a picture of the bear?
So we just got here to Telegraph Cove, and this is yet another place I haven't been before. There's actually quite a bit of really cool history in this place. We're looking at some pretty old buildings that were built in the 1920s, 1930s, 1940s. There's these little signs here that kind of give you a little history lesson on how old the house is, whose house it was, why it was built. This goes back to like the World War II days, World War I days even. This is pretty cool stuff right here. It feels super strange to be standing in a place like this. This must have been some of the first houses built on Vancouver Island in this area for sure. So I guess this is kind of all part of the Telegraph Cove Resort. So you can stay here. I think this is one of the places you'd come on Vancouver Island to do like a whale watching tour as well. We're hoping that maybe we'll actually see a whale without having to do a tour, but we might not get that lucky.
Home to both native and migrating creatures. Huge octopus, some over 10 feet, live under there.
Oh wow.
Isn't that cool?
Guess this is kind of like an old bunkhouse behind me. So like in 1942, this bunkhouse was erected, it says. This house was built by Jim Sharp in the 1930s when he left a flourishing boat shop and marine ways in Alert Bay to help his brother-in-law. Anyways, I'm not gonna read stuff. Cool fact I didn't know about the Johnston Strait just over here is that apparently over 3 billion liters of water flow every hour pass through this strait. That's crazy. And apparently the tide flow changes directions every 6 hours. So much cool facts and history you can find in this place. Kind of came up this forested bluff area. Such nice views up here. It's kind of cool that they have this little more or less hiking trail in the middle of Telegraph Cove. It doesn't look like we're seeing much sea life today. We're gonna get out of here now, get back on the road. Now that we're back, very important thing that you need to do when you come to Telegraph Cove is try Kevin's Kitchen. So this here is Kevin's Kitchen open face pork sandwich served at Telegraph Cove.
Can I have one?
Here, you can have the half sandwich
Oh, thank
served
you.
at Telegraph Cove.
Half serving? Great.
And that was Kevin's Kitchen, Telegraph Cove. So we just got here to the last and final stop on our trip. Welcome to Was. Pretty cool little town. It's like this mountain valley town. I was not expecting it to be as beautiful as it is. If I'm correct, there's only about 600 or 700 people living in Was right now, but definitely worth it if you're coming to Vancouver Island to check out the mountain views in the valley that Was sits in for sure. This is an area that I'm probably gonna come and explore more of because there's a ton of hiking around here. I know there's waterfalls around here. There's definitely some wicked lakes. Was Lake itself is really spectacular. Pretty big lake surrounded by beautiful mountains. I think there's a waterfall that pours into the lake if I'm correct. Definitely worth it if you're exploring Vancouver Island to check out the north. I think it boasts the most beautiful landscapes of all. It's so cool to have explored hundreds and hundreds of square kilometers that I haven't seen before on the island I've been living on for 9 years. This just gave me such a travel bug. Like, even though we're only about 400 kilometers north of the town we live in, it just feels like a different world up here. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video of North Vancouver Island. I hope it was helpful for you guys. Hope it gave you some ideas of things you can do if you come to North Vancouver Island. Hope the scenery here is enough to make you want to come here. Mountains, ocean, lakes, amazing rivers and waterfalls. It's definitely one of my favorite places to come on Vancouver Island now. It's time to get home now and plan the next trip. If this video was helpful, you guys like waterfalls or hearing about good places to get coffee and food on Vancouver Island, smash the like button, subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time.